So what's going on, everybody? JA here. Salute to you for tuning in. Now it's the Friday show. We got a whole bunch of interesting updates to get into as we head into the weekend, where Nike has a huge release planned in the return of the Wu-Tang Dunk High. So we're going to discuss stock numbers, the anticipation, all that good stuff for this highly anticipated drive. So guys, if you enjoy these updates, you got to let me know by hitting the like button down below. Plus, if you're new here, be sure to subscribe. Now I'm on daddy duties today. I don't got too much of your time, so let's go ahead and dive right into things. So first up, we got a first look at the 2025 Ama Maniere Jordan 3. These are called diffused blue. So when it comes to these Jordan Ama Maniere collabs, we all know things started off with a bang. If you recall, those threes was dropped a few years back, but since then, although they have been putting out like quality releases, I would say that people are getting a little burnt out, maybe a little fatigue, as it feels like they're just dropping too much stuff. So as far as the first impressions online for this upcoming release, it seems like we kind of got a little mixed bag. You got some people that rock with them, others that don't so much, but I would say overall, these are definitely a quality take on the classic Jordan 3. So some key details you'll notice, you got a little Ama Maniere branding on the tongue, you got a good Nike Air on the back, and this is one of those Jordan 3s that actually do not contain the cement or elephant print, whatever you want to call them. So be on the lookout for these, as they are currently on Jordan Brand's release schedule for March of 2025. And we know social status, Ama Maniere, or I guess I should say the Whitaker group, are confirmed to have some Adidas collabs in the works. So this also confirms that their partnership with Jordan Brand is still going very strong. Now, speaking of Adidas, we got some more detailed looks at the upcoming Fear of God Athletics, the new basketball model. So there's a lot riding on the success of these joints right here, which I would say so far, like the Fear of God Athletics collaboration with Adidas, pretty much most people would say it's been a failure so far. I mean, you could kind of argue with that one or the other way, but I would say so far hasn't been too great, as they've had to heavily discount a lot of this product in order just to move the unit. So a lot will be riding on the success of this drop. Jerry Lorenzo even confirmed that himself. So as far as the color palettes, you got the same Fear of God stuff that we're used to. We have what you see here is a tan version of the low top. This is the basketball 2 model. We also have a look here at the gray silver pair, not looking too bad, and then you have an on-feet look at the black low top version, which is presented by Jerry Lorenzo himself, which I absolutely hate the low top sock on these right here, but hey, that's not what we're here for. But we also have a very first look at the high top version, which I actually didn't know we had a high top in the works. And I would say while the lows look nice, I would say the high top joints may actually take the cake right here. Joints are looking very nice, I would say myself. And Jerry did say that these deliver on the promise of being a performance-driven basketball model. We've already seen, an NBA player rocking these on the court, so it'd be interesting to see if we see some more people rocking these during the NBA season. Now, as I mentioned, a lot riding on the success of this release. So as far as the first initial impressions from what I'm seeing online, I would love to say that we have a mixed bag, but honestly, y'all, so far I'm pretty much seeing nothing but negative hate as far as the first looks at these, which I thought these joints don't look too bad myself, but it just seems like absolutely everybody online hates these right here. So I don't know if like collaborators that leave Nike for Adidas automatically just get like hate like that, or if people just ain't rocking with these like that. But I just don't understand like the hate on these right here. I think they look really nice myself, but it'll be interesting to see what the price point is right here. And besides all the hate, a lot of the other comments that I'm seeing are that these look like Yeezy knockoffs or ripoffs of the Yeezy Quantum, which it seems like, again, Fear of God really just can't get out that shadow from Adidas and Yeezy, and it just seems like the expectations were just too high for this collaboration. And man, while I want to say that these are going to be Jerry's redemption right here, it just seems like they're off to a very, very rocky start. So we'll see what the future holds for Fear of God Athletics and Adidas. And speaking of Adidas, again, we have a look here at a new colorway of the Adidas AE1 Low, which I'm assuming Anthony Edwards must have rocked these in game the other night. But it looks like, according to Soul Retriever, actually this is one of these pairs that is going to see a retail release, and they will officially be called the Best of Adi 2.0, which, if you guys recall, earlier this year we did see Adidas drop a Best of Adi AE1, or I guess some people are calling them the Stormtroopers, which would be one of the better AE1 colorways. So it looks like for the 2.0, we got the low top form right here. And I would say, as far as these AE1 colorways, things are starting to get a little bit repetitive, as you just have some minor changes here on some of the color details right here. So these are just whatever, but you guys can look forward to these dropping January for a retail of 110 bucks. So you gotta love that right here. And Adidas was still waiting on those AE2s, man. What's going on with that right there? Now, next up, we got some interesting updates here as far as the business side, a little behind the scenes activity here in the world of sneakers as Wolverine Worldwide. This is the parent company of Saucony. They have actually reported that their stock has jumped nearly 36% on Thursday. So this came after their Q3 earnings report, where they've actually given a lot of props to collaborators such as J Tips, Minted NY, and StockX Paris, as well as 316 and Undefeated for helping fuel strong brand heat right here. So this is Saucony pretty much. They've been making a crazy surge here in the sneaker world. And when you compare the stock of the parent company from last year to this year, it's actually risen 145% year to date. So this is just a testimony of how strong, the sneaker world and the sneaker community is. While all these brands are cool and everything like that, I would just cross everything out, and really we just got to give props to J Tips, because I think single-handedly all those collabs are cool, but I feel like J Tips is the one that really put Saucony on the map. And we got some big changes coming to StockX as their current CEO, Scott Cutler. He will be stepping down. He's going to be replaced by Greg Schwartz, who's actually StockX, one of StockX's co-founders. Now, how is this going to actually affect us here on a consumer level? Well, actually, Scott Cutler, who's going to be stepping down, he's now actually going to be taking a role as an advisor. So it's kind of one of these things in the corporate world where like these big wigs are just like switching positions and stuff like that. Now, as far as when he joined StockX, it was actually in 2019, a very pivotal time, because that was right before the big pandemic. And what he did during his time at StockX is he pretty much, added more categories. If you guys remember, StockX originally started by just selling sneakers. They then got into clothes, electronics, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So what he's done is pretty much expanded StockX on an entire global level, and he's going to still be, resuming a position as an advisor. So I would say as far as StockX, they've been kind of doing some things, although their reputation is kind of iffy here in the sneaker world, they have been doing some right moves here lately, such as like allowing customers to make returns and things like that. So it'll be interesting to see, as they continue to expand, what changes come about. And although people, hate on StockX a lot, they are still the #1 reselling app here in the industry. And then of course we got the huge release coming up this weekend in the Wu-Tang Dunks, which we actually saw a shock drop yesterday via the Wu-Tang's website, where we had roughly around 25,000 pairs loaded up for that shock drop. So let me know if any of you guys were successful for that drop. As far as everybody else that missed out, for the big sneakers app drop going down tomorrow, it is being reported by Uncle Chrissy, one of these sneaker insiders from over on Twitter, that apparently we can expect to see around 25,000 pairs of this Nike Grail loaded up via the sneakers app. So retail on these joints, $150. And now that we're just about a day's way out from the release, it looks like resale prices have plummeted via the secondary market, as this pair was selling for like 600 plus just a couple of weeks ago. We're now seeing just going for like around $100 over retail. So does it feel like maybe the hype has kind of fizzled out for this pair? We'll have to wait and see, because I feel like although this sneaker is like rich in history, it's a Nike Grail, I think the storytelling doesn't really connect so much with the younger audience. But hopefully, all the OGs and everybody that really appreciates this sneaker will have success on these joints coming up tomorrow, which is a perfect segue right into our poll of the day, where it says, are you going for these Wu-Tang Dunks tomorrow? Which we had around 800 votes, of which the majority of you guys coming in at 64% said no. So I think that kind of just proves the point right there that maybe the hype for these joints isn't what everybody expects. So we'll see how that all goes down again, but hopefully all the people that are going for these joints do have success. And then before we bounce, did want to finish things off with the comment of the day, where yesterday one of you guys said, thank you for putting the Salehi collab in this video. I had no idea they dropped, and I actually wanted them, found one size left on Offspring, copped immediately. Thank you. So you see, that's what I do it for right here, while everybody's wrapped up in like the Jordan hype, these Yeezys and everything like that. New Balance is continuing to do their thing. So I'm just glad that, we're starting to see a little bit of love here for New Balance here on the channel. So that's it, guys. We're going to wrap things up. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Of course, I'll be continuing to fill you guys in if we have any major updates. But otherwise, I'll catch you guys on Monday. In the meantime, stay safe, stay blessed. I appreciate y'all, and I'm out. Love.